Check, 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 check. I think we are good to go. And we're on. Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. The second stream of the day. Video releasing at 8. But if you guys saw the thumbnail, if you guys saw the title, we're gonna get right to it, guys. The top 25 fights of 2023 should be a fun one. Hito came up with this list, and we're just gonna go through 25 fights and rank them on A to F, and then the S tier as well too. But I didn't pick these fights. These were from Tapology list, and we're gonna see whether we agree after we rank them, and then we're gonna also be able to see whether you guys agree with me on how I rank these fights myself. So wait for a couple people to get in here, and we'll get right to it, guys. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you're new here. #1 commentary channel on YouTube, and this should be fun. Eddie Rodriguez in the building. What's up, my guy? Welcome to the stream, man. How you doing today, bro? Thank you so much for coming through, for always showing love and always showing support. It should be a lot of fun, man. We got some legendary fights, I believe, on this list, and then we're I hope you guys are honest with me. If you guys feel that I am just completely way off on how I'm picking these fights, feel free to say so. Feel free to say, you know what, that fight should be ranked higher, that fight should be ranked lower. Feel free to keep it a bean. So that'll be underway soon. And then look at all these people that just became a sponsor, I believe. So that's interesting. Let's go. Michael Mack in the building. Welcome to the stream, Michael Mack. How are you doing today with the gold glove in the chat, man? Welcome. Hope you're doing quite well. Without further ado, right, let's I'm gonna have to move myself, and I remember this being a problem before, so good thing that I'm taking care of this early. Let's go throw ourselves over here. I don't know why this is blurring up as much as it is. Look at this. What the heck? I've never had this. Look at this. Oh my god, this is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I don't know what the heck happened there. What's up, Steve Williams? Welcome to the stream, man. I don't know if it's because when I switched to the small camera. Nonetheless, shall we start off, guys, with the first fight, Jeff Neal versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. We covered that fight live. I forget for what zoom out. Okay. Maybe that's the secret. If you guys remember, we covered that fight as well too, Jeff Neal versus Rakhmonov, and Rakhmonov surprisingly chose to stand with Neal when he was able to take it to the ground. I guess he had a point to prove. Okay, I think you see S tier now, right? So, right, or should I do it someone like this? Then yeah, I think then we'll go to the next fights. Cool. Zoom out. You can't see S tier. Perfect. I think we're good. Not the camera 4. That's what I thought you were talking about, but I think we figured it out. I can always do one of these. Let me see. Does this work? Maybe that's a little bit better. Let's go. I think that might be more clear for you guys. So cool. Let's get right to it, guys. Jeff Neal versus Rakhmonov. Man, it's crazy because when you start with these fights, I feel like once you pick the first one, then you kind of gotta feed off of it. I don't think it's a B tier fight. Good fight. I'm gonna go with C tier. If you guys remember that Jeff Neal versus Rakhmonov fight, close fight. Shavkat won the fight, of course. Very, very close fight, but I'm gonna go C tier. Good back and forth. Neal had his moments. Shavkat even looked rocked at one point in the fight. It looked as if he got hurt, but Rakhmonov pulled it off. Ends up, I think it was by finish, right? We covered that live as well too. Let me see real quick. Let me get out of the full screen, and then we'll get to the next one. Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Jeff Neal. What did that end in? That was UFC 285, right? Hope that's not playing live on stream as far as the sound that I got in the background, but it was by submission in the 3rd round, so he did finish him. I was making sure our MMA memory was serving us correctly. Yes, finish for Rakhmonov in the 3rd round. Nonetheless, Jeff Neal gets finished by Rakhmonov. I have it as a C tier. Now, Starting off guns blazing, I guess, because the next fight is Pereira versus Adesanya 2. You guys remember in the first fight, Pereira gets the job done in the first round. Then in the second fight, Pereira got a little bit too anxious, you could say, got a little bit too excited when he had Adesanya against the cage. And what happens? Adesanya pulls off a beautiful like pull right counter down the middle, hurts Pereira, finishes him off, looks at Pereira's kids and falls to the canvas as if he was asleep, kind of to make fun of his son making fun of him prior in the glory days. Listen, whether you like Adesanya or not, that was an incredible comeback win performance. He doesn't keep score, he settles them. As corny as that saying is that A tier or B tier is my question to myself. Let me know how you guys score that fight, but I'm gonna go with, I don't know if I could put that as a A tier fight. I don't think it was legendary. It was all, the implications behind it. Damn, Pereira was not out cold, man. I almost want to say A tier, but it's either A or B. A tier might be too. Let's go. I think we gotta go A tier, man. That was a monumental fight. I think we have to go A tier. We can always adjust the fights after this, but right now, out the gate, I'm gonna do that. Steve Williams, welcome to the stream, my guy, man. The man, the myth, the legend. Michael Mack in the building as well too, and Eddie Rodriguez. What's good, bro? So far, this is how we got it. So we might be starting the stream off not so well. Not so well. I'm gonna get through them a little bit quicker. Yo, bro, want to do a long stream? No. I'm gonna get through this fast. But unless you have another idea, is that what you're saying? But I finished the bracket. Jesus. All right, let's run through these and then, or I don't know. What do you think? Do we save it or? Because that could be a whole separate video, or I could do a long stream and then I could just cut it up. There's that option as well too. So Hito, you let me know. You be the decider. But maybe it's best to save it. Let's see how long this takes. Moreno versus Pantoja 3. I picked Pantoja to win that fight. He said we out. Freak it then. Let me get through these pretty fast, and I guess then you can send me the bracket. Moreno versus Pantoja 3. I picked Pantoja to win. I was correct, right? Of course. Pantoja, I guess he got Moreno's number because he's beat him before. Now, as far as entertaining fight wise, I don't think it was that great. It was a good fight. Pantoja gets the win. I think, was it a split decision win? If I'm not mistaken. Pantoja versus, where we were a little bit worried. I think it was a split decision win, right? 3. Right? Do we just type outcome? Yeah, it was a split decision at UFC 290. I was a little bit worried for Pantoja. I felt that he won. I remember some people in chat felt that he didn't win. I think one of them, being Beta Quest, felt that Moreno got the job done. I think. If I'm wrong and Beta ever hears me out there, I apologize. And I don't know if he had a little bit of Mexican bias and that's why he was going for Moreno. I'm not sure. Close fight, good fight. That might have to be B tier. I'm gonna go B tier for Moreno versus Pantoja 3. Good fight, good back and forth, but nonetheless, I'm gonna say B tier. Curtis Williams in the building, always coming through, man. So those people, I think Curtis Williams, you told me on Twitter, I believe you said that you watch while you're at work, right? Either way, man, I appreciate your ongoing support, man. Always coming through and showing love and supporting, man. I truly appreciate you a ton, Curtis Williams. Thank you for being a DC Fight Club member. I'm going to go with Moreno versus Pantoja and B tier, Hollywood Hito with the $10. Let's go. The man, the myth, the legend. Thank you, man, for the $10. He says we out. So he's excited to get through these brackets. Let's see how quickly we could get through this. Yeah, my bad. I just fixed it. I'm the worst with that. Vergara versus La Celda. I think La Celda got the finish like towards the end. What was that? That was it was like the undercard of a fight night, right? I'm not mistaken. Is I'm sorry. I put the wrong outcome. Let's see. And what card was that? Second round TKO. But what card was that on? Let's see. Yeah, he finishes. I think he finished him in his hometown, I believe. Vergara takes home a win over La Cella via TKO in the second round. What card was that though? Are you gonna tell me? I think wasn't it like the Sandhagen Vera card? I gotta be careful with these on YouTube. But does it tell me? That was a crazy back and forth fight. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that was like that Sandhagen card, if I'm not mistaken. Good fight, crazy knockout win. I'm pretty sure it was in his hometown. I'm gonna go B tier though. I'm gonna go B tier. Facts. I'm a barber, so it's easy. That's also you got like the one headphone in. Where do you cut, if you don't mind me asking? What state you're in?
I know that.
I appreciate barbers, man. A barber. The three most important people in a man's life, besides like the wife and the family, of course, like just like people that aren't family, a barber, a mechanic, and a lawyer if you ever need one, and then I guess a doctor as well too. But me and the wife joke like that. We say if we could add someone to the family, like what occupation they would have that would be the most beneficial. You got to throw the barber in there. You got to throw a good lawyer, a good doctor, and a mechanic is probably number one. Oh, it tells you. Oh, okay. What card was that on? Hold on. Let's see. Let's see if I was right. Where is it? Where do they have it ranked at? I don't think I passed it. Let's see. Where are you? La Celda. Did I pass it? I don't even see it on here. Fake news by Hitos, Hollywood Hito. Let's see. But I'm pretty sure I didn't pass it. That was a crazy fight as well too. That was earlier in the year. I don't see it here, bro. Fake news? Because if it might tell me, I don't see that the La Celda fight there. It's top 25. Okay, but I don't see it. And look, that Bang Allen, Alves, nope. Crew Menefield, nope. Oh, right here. UFC Fight Night. But what fight night? It doesn't tell you. Damn, fake news, man. It doesn't tell you the exact fight. Maybe if I click on this, it will. That was UFC Fight Night. But what fight night was that? Vera Sandhagen. I was correct. Legend.
You need people like me.
Legend. Of course, I was right. Miami, Florida, the 305. Let's go, man. Let's go. How long you been cutting hair, bro? And do you still enjoy it? I guess the nice thing is you can make your hours and all that, which is probably nice. But you're a little far from me. I got family in Kissimmee and Orlando, so I guess that's like 3 to 4 hours away from you. Gaethje versus Fiziev was a good fight. I felt like that fight could have went either way, honestly. Gaethje got the nod. I felt like Fiziev won the first two fights. I mean, the first two rounds. Good back and forth. I can't give it an A tier. It was a good fight. I'm going to go B tier. I think that's, man, Moreno versus Pantoja might be a little too high up. I just feel like it doesn't match up with Vergara versus La Celda and Gaethje and Fiziev. So that might have to work its way down, but Gaethje versus Fiziev, I felt like Fiziev won the first two rounds. Gaethje really came on strong in the third and was piecing up Fiziev. I'm going to go B tier. Gastelum versus Curtis was another crazy one. Listen, Gastelum has been in some amazing fights. Remember his fight versus Adesanya. Kelvin Gastelum also fights. I just made a early prediction video that releases at 8 p.m. But I made a video for Gastelum. He's going to be fighting Sean Brady next, December 2nd. But nonetheless, this fight was good. Great back and forth. Chris Curtis, both of them willing to stand in the pocket. I'm going to go C tier for now. But Gastelum has been a legend. Now the Kutaladze versus Brenner. What do they have this ranked at? Let's see. I think I scrolled past it. And what card was that on? UFC Fight Night. What card was that on? That was in the Strickland Magomedov. I covered this and I really don't remember exactly how this fight played out. I mean, I know it was by knockout in the third, but I don't remember like calling the fight. I don't know if I was reading chat too much like I usually do. So let's just give it a C tier. That's probably not the most fair, but freak it. Figueiredo versus Moreno. 4. I felt was perhaps, I think this is fair to say, was probably Moreno's best performance thus far. He just kind of dominated Figueiredo. Then I think Figueiredo, they stopped the fight, like doctor stoppage. They didn't let him come out, right, as well too. He kind of hurt his eye. Moreno was putting on a clinic. Biggie's going to be moving up and fighting Rod Font December 2nd as well too. Love cutting. It's been 12 years. I'm 31 years old. I wish that was a profession that I would have got into, just because, like, of course, you can make your own hours and stuff. I guess the tough part is if you have a family and you got to work on the weekends, it'll be a little bit difficult. But I'm sure you're nice if you've been cutting for 12 years. So make that money, man. So proud of you, man. Happy for you. Sure. Especially Miami. I'm sure you got like a lot of clients. Figueiredo versus Moreno. Probably one of Moreno's best performances. I can't put that A tier though, man. I got a lot of B tier fights. I might have to move Moreno Pantoja down, because I feel like Figueiredo Moreno, that performance was better. Moreno looked quite special. Let's move that down. What up, Torn Brown in the building? What's good, broski? Izzy versus Pereira was my favorite fight. Yeah, I had to put that up there in the A tier just because of the implications behind it. Pereira at the end of the day was knocked out cold. So I got to give him credit. I think that has to be A tier. Dan Hooker versus Jalen Turner. We covered that live. I was a little bit frustrated with Hooker because I felt like he had so many opportunities to finish the fight, and then to find out that he was hurt. So I probably should have backed off and like stopped being so critical. All that to say, good fight. If I have to, there's something playing on my. I thought I heard something like behind the scenes. I hope. Let me know if there's some background noise. But Hooker versus Turner, that was a good fight, man. Hooker was hurt. Jalen was hurt quite a few times. Thought Hooker had the opportunity to finish it. That was better than Neal versus Rachmanov. That was better than Gastelum versus Curtis, in my opinion. I'm gonna go Hooker versus Turner B tier. Might be a little S tier is just like the one of the most memorable. Like it was just like better than almost any fight. Like had to be the best of the year. Probably would be for S tier. Maybe you could put 2 up there. It's tough. So it has to be like the God tier basically. Curtis Williams. Hooker has a fight coming up against Green. Yeah, against Bobby Green. That's the same fight. That's the same card as Benil versus Saryukin. That's the same as Figueiredo and Rod Font. A video is coming out at 8 o'clock, so I'm not gonna give you guys my prediction here. I'm gonna post it in the chat when it comes out. It comes out at 8 o'clock, so I'll make sure I put it in the chat. And maybe you guys could go check it out and give the thumbs up and help grow the views on the channel and leave a comment over there. But I have my predictions for that fight. But yes, that's December 2nd. Teron Brown. Let me know who you have winning. Daniel Berry in the stream. Ian Gary versus Neil Magny was my favorite too. That was pure domination. Yair Rodriguez versus Josh Emmett. Yair Rodriguez looked quite exceptional. Wasn't the best fight, in my opinion. What do they have it listed as? Let's see. Rodriguez versus numbered as 9. They have it that high. I remember just Josh Emmett trying to spam right hooks, and Yair Rodriguez was just hip to it all. He was just like, you're not landing that. And I felt like that's all Emmett had to offer. I wouldn't grade that the highest fight. It was a good fight. I'm going to go C tier. How do you guys feel about the list so far? Hate it, love it, be honest. Let me know in the chat. The question is, what whack decision will Miller pick? We'll see. Daniel in the building. Green in Hook. Green. Oh yeah, that is a co-main. That is a 5-round fight as well too. You got Green. Didn't see my prediction later video today, but I'm not mad at it, man. Green is very crafty in how he strikes. Just a great ability of slipping punches and using that boxing style in the UFC and being successful with it. Mahashev versus Volkanovski. Oh boy, people felt that my idea or the ranking of that fight was not good, to be quite honest. Camila, welcome to the stream. Love you. Hope you're doing good. Thank you for coming through. He said bad list. It's like not good list. It's all good. I will tell you after Volk and Islam. Well, here we go. thought it was. Damn, man, I can't put that in B tier, right? It was a. It was good. Wait, is this Volkanovski Mahashev 1 or 2? This is 1, right? Did they put both of them on here? Mahashev versus Volkanovski. This is the first fight then. This is the first fight then, right? Am I tripping? I don't think this is fight number 2. If that's the case, I guess I could look here. Um I had a feeling they would have it that high. UFC 284, yes. Okay, that's not the second fight then. That has to be either A tier or S tier. I'm gonna go A tier. Great fight. Great fight. Great back and forth. A lot of people felt Volkanovski won. Everybody knows what happened in the rematch. I thought it was a good fight. I thought the first fight was better than the second. I know Makhachev got a knockout. I know Makhachev got a knockout in the second fight. I thought it was a good fight. That being the rematch, I thought the first fight was a little bit better, and that's why I thought that it was a little bit anticlimactic for it to end the way it did. Right? Is that wrong to say? Like, I know it was a head kick knockout. I know it was quite incredible to see, but it didn't live up to the first fight. Now the first fight, A tier, might even be S tier. That we might even be able to. And now you messed up the list. A tier is crazy. I thought about putting it S tier. That's a legendary fight. That might be S tier. I thought about it. My back hurts, man. I might have to sit down. I pulled like a muscle, like lifting. Estefani, Canito y Camila. What's up? Hope you guys are doing good. Miss you guys. Hope to go in April. Ojalá en abril los vemos. Los veremos. I think I said that right. My Spanish is not so good looking. Now you messed up the list. A tier is crazy. Yeah, you might have to go S tier. And I'm not saying that just because you did. Was that more impressive than Pereira versus Adesanya? Let's leave it there for now. We're gonna get back to that. Gibson versus Katona. That was the O'Malley Sterling card that we covered, that we went live for as well too. Good back and forth. We went for decision for Gibson, I believe. I think that's fair to say a C tier. I think that's safe to say, right? So far, how do you guys feel about the list? I know Makhachev or Volkanovski maybe should be S tier. That's fair. Well, unless you want to say Pereira versus Adesanya might even be S tier too. That's like the God tier fights. Do you like so far? How do you guys feel about the list? Because I think I'm doing okay. As far as how high, yeah, Makhachev and Volkanovski, at least Tapology has it at 1. What did they have Adesanya and Pereira too? Yeah, they put Moreno versus Pantoja as the number 2 of top 25 of 2023. That's crazy. What about Adesanya? Oh, Adesanya Pereira was number 10. That's put that pretty high up there, but I guess it did end pretty early, I guess you could say. I thought you were already sitting garbage. Yeah, I might have to sit, bro. Hold on a second. Yeah, we might have to get a little bit more comfortable here. I think this is okay. Yeah, brother was back is hurting a little bit, so getting old out here. Izzy is S tier because you have to take into consideration the guys beat him so many times before. Then after the fight, he got revenge on the guy's son. I have to factor that in. Listen, that's very fair to say. That's super fair to say because the implications behind it, the history that they've had at Glory Kickboxing, for him to point and do the arrow thing at Alex Pereira, then fall to the ground, making his sons cry in the stands. That's fair. One of them is gonna go to S tier, whether it's Makhachev versus Volkanovski or Pereira and Adesanya. I'll let you. Towards the end, we'll switch one of them and move right up. Eddie Rodriguez says the list is pretty solid so far. What would you change, Eddie, if you had to pick? No puedo decir el nombre de Cano, Camila, y Stephanie. What's up, Camila? How you doing? Hopefully, I get to see you guys in April. That's the plan. Sadikov versus Elder. Elder won by knockout. What card was that? Don't remember. Let's see. Oh, let's see. All versus Elder. Where is that? Let's see how high they. It'd be top 25, right? What card was that? Batakov wins by knockout, but that was an Andrade Blanchfield card. I remember we didn't cover that live. Blanchfield, man, might be the future. You saw what Andrade did to Mackenzie Dern as well, too, which is pretty crazy. Knockout was quite impressive, but crazy. Let's put that as C tier. Vettori versus Cannonier. I'm surprised made that list. What did Tapology have it? They had it number 14. And it was a unanimous decision by Cannonier. What's next for Cannonier, real quick? Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. Do they have anything lined up? No, that was the last fight back in June, which is not that long ago. Where's his ranking at? I got like 17,000 tabs open. They have Cannonier number 4. I guess in a sense, as crazy as this might sound, he kind of deserves a title shot. Is that safe to say? Is that safe to say? Like, why are they not talking about Cannonier when they talk about title shots? Also, I won't forget you questioned my list. I've always been 100% accurate. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't help. You can't read. Hey, type E in your bar. Doja versus Patty Pimblett. is that what you're talking about? The Patty Pimblett thing there? I probably looked them up before. That's fair to say. Let's see. Vettori versus Cannonier, good back and forth. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm gonna give this another C tier. Vettori is essentially a punching bag, and I don't know if he'll ever win the title, but he is skilled. Somebody brought up a fight for Vettori in today's morning stream. They said that Vettori should fight, I think, Brendan Allen next after Allen did what he did this past weekend. I'm not mad about that. That's not a bad suggestion. So who was it that said that this morning? It might have been Brandon. Forget. Nonetheless, I'm not too mad at that. Grasso versus Shevchenko 2. I'm surprised that made this list. What did they put it? Grasso versus Shevchenko 2 ends in a draw. Yeah, a split draw. So Grasso keeps the belt. Surprised it wasn't the most entertaining fight. I might go D tier for Grasso versus Shevchenko. I don't even know how that made the list. Hola, Camila. I don't know how that made the list. Grasso versus Shevchenko. It was a good fight. It wasn't the most entertaining. And then the outcome was underwhelming with the split, with the draw. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to go D tier for that one. Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen. Holloway beat the brakes off that boy. What do they have it at? Holloway versus Allen. They have it as number 24. Wasn't the most. I don't know if I put it in C tier. I don't even know if, man, this might have to move down as well too. Holloway versus Allen at best is C tier. It might be D tier because that was just that was just Holloway dominating the whole fight. I don't even know how this made top 25. So Tapology not feeling it so far. I enjoyed this fight a lot. Which one? Shevchenko Grasso or Holloway Allen? I didn't think that was I didn't think that was that good of a fight. I'm gonna go D tier. I'm sorry. Grasso versus Shevchenko probably was a little bit more competitive. Shevchenko versus Grasso. Now the first one, Shevchenko was winning that fight until Grasso took the back, which was impressive, and got the rear naked choke. I think most people didn't expect that to happen. She got the rear naked choke. She wins. I think I might have to put that above Grasso versus Shevchenko 2. So it's at least C tier. I don't think I could give it a B tier. Let's go C tier. So far, what are you guys thinking? One of these two up here, that Pereira versus Makhachev, or like those two fights, Pereira Adesanya versus Makhachev Volkanovski. One of them is gonna go to S tier. We'll do that at the very end. Stay tuned for that. Oh, Alan Holloway, but yeah, it was very dominant on Holloway's side. Yeah, I just, as far as a competitive fight, I look at like the top 25 fights. It has to be competitive or like some crazy knockout, or the implications behind it have to be massive. Where that fight not necessarily. I mean, if Allen gets the win, that would have been massive implications, right? Probably would have been next up for the title shot. Being that Holloway is somewhat of like, you know, the featherweight gatekeeper in a sense, and that's not a knock to him. Nobody could get past him. It almost seems like before fighting Volkanovski, even with Topuria, I guess you could say he kind of lucked out that he didn't have to fight Holloway because he probably won't fight for the title if he fought Holloway. So I think that's safe to say. And I guess fans really love Holloway because he's in the list again. Holloway versus Young, Chan Sung Young. So they're dominating, wasn't it? They have that, and I guess they have that above. Damn, how high do they have this fight? Oh, but the knockout was crazy. That's right. Did cover this fight live too, and I guess why it's a little bit above the Allen fight is because the knockout was vicious. Wasn't this in Singapore as well too? So they did him dirty like in his own country. Event location, yeah, it was in Singapore. Says it right here. So they did him dirty, man. They didn't have to do zombie like that. That has to be above D tier because of just the ice cold finish from Holloway. B tier, I can't. Gaethje versus Fiziev, I feel like was damn, that knockout was crazy. It was either B or C. I feel like I'm settling too many of these fights at C tier. Go C tier though. So far, how are you guys? How are you guys feeling about this tier list? And I guess we're getting through this pretty quick, so then we're gonna have to do the bracket as well too after this. So let's get through it. Manel Cape versus Dos Santos. I think this was a fight that after Cape won, he was he started calling him the F word, right? FA, and then you guys know the rest. And then Dana White was in the press conference. It was a good fight. Wasn't the craziest. I think this is another C tier fight. Uh, yeah, I think that's a C tier fight. Uh, Glover Teixeira versus Jamal Hill. Holloway versus Young is B, maybe. Maybe. We'll swap a couple things out afterwards and see if like whether we have a change of heart. Because again, one of the fights in the A tier is gonna move up to S tier. Guys, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. Helps the channel immensely. Thanks again for the $10. Hito. Hollywood Hito. Yo, let me call in to explain the bracket later. Okay, yeah, right after we finish these 5 fights, and we'll do exactly that. Glover Teixeira versus Jamal Hill. That was another fight that was, damn, I'm like a C tier. Like I go to that too much, but again, that wasn't necessarily a back and forth fight, so I'm not crazy about the fights that Tapology is choosing. Um, I think I gotta go Teixeira versus Hill at C tier. It wasn't. I think it might be disrespectful for D. Was it a D tier fight? Teixeira versus Hill. It was just domination from Hill. The most exciting. I might have to move this down as well too. It wasn't the most exciting, guys. Let's be honest. It was incredible win for Hill. Um, but Hill just kind of stopped the takedowns and then just kind of it's fan vote to remember. That's what makes it worse. Like the fans are picking horrible fights in my honest opinion. Barbosa versus Yusuf. Barbosa won that fight. Uh Yusuf has a fight lined up, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. Who does he fight? I feel like I can't remember. See it. No, his last loss was to Barbosa, right? Barbosa won by decision. That was fight of the night, 5-round fight. That was a main event, right? I guess he doesn't have a fight, but still a very scary guy in his respective division. Let's go with B tier for Yusuf versus Barbosa. That might even be pulled down. Barbosa is always in an interesting, exciting fights, man. I can't get out of my mind Barbosa versus Khabib, if you guys remember that. Evloev versus Lopez. Diego Lopez, man. Funny story, by the way, too. Hold on one second. If you got, I wish I could show you guys. Can you believe that Diego Lopez liked my video on TikTok? I made a TikTok of a prediction card. That's the one that I did horrible in. It was Diego Lopez versus Sabatini. The only fight I got right was a Pereira fight versus Hiri. Nonetheless, I picked Sabatini to beat Lopez, and Lopez liked my video on TikTok, and I think that was him basically saying like, how you dummy, you picked wrong, right? Diego Lopez, man, looks big for 145, man. He looks like a very scary fighter. Against Evloev, if I remember correctly, I think Lopez, he had like 10 days notice or very short notice for that fight against Evloev. Speaking of Diego Lopez, and he still went the full 3 rounds, if I'm not mistaken, which was quite incredible to say. Movsar Evloev wins it. Yeah, decision unanimous. I'm pretty sure he came off a short notice. That was a Cejudo and Sterling card, so we covered that. But it was a short notice, if I'm not mistaken, and Lopez still went a full 3 rounds with him. So credit to him. Good fight. A lot of submissions being thrown up by Diego Lopez. Good fight overall. I might have to put that B tier. That might be a little bit too high up of a pick, in my honest opinion. And I think that's fair to say, right? Now let's go to the next fight, Alves versus Dalby, which was we covered that fight live as well too. That was a Figueiredo versus Moreno. Ironically enough, these 2 fights are on these top 25. So 3 of the fights, at least on this card, somehow make it to the top 25, which is quite interesting. I believe it ended in a split decision. Careful, I'm not trying to get Nicholas Dalby defeats Alves, and we covered that. We covered that live as well too. Where's my wait, did I lose my tier list? Hold on a second. Did I close it out by mistake? Where did it go? Oh, oh, guys, I think I lost it. Hold on. I think I exited out by mistake. Hold on a second. Did I let me see. No way, bro. I remember where every fight was at. I think I check. I think we are good to go. Let me open my email real quick, guys, and put that back on the screen.
Welcome
wow, what a fail.
The second stream
it doesn't save it, right?
day.
Like if I open it back up,
Video
it's not going to be
releasing
there
at 8.
still, right? Let's see.
If you guys saw the thumbnail, if you guys saw the title, we're gonna get right to it, guys. The top.
Oh, it's still here. Okay.
Top 25.
All that to say, I'm gonna give that a C tier. So the C tier is
Hito came up with this list. And
is there now Lauren Murphy versus Andrade is sad because Lauren Murphy has become somewhat of a punching bag.
A to F, and then
I
the
believe that was. Let me put this over here. What card was
I
that?
didn't pick these fights. These
First
were
makes
from
23
Tapology list.
via 3-round decision.
And we're gonna see whether we agree.
Do we have some stats
after we rank them, and then we're gonna
Where's
also be able to see whether you guys agree
anywhere
with me
on here
on
we
how
do.
I rank these fights.
Lauren Murphy.
myself.
Who was the other fight that Lauren Murphy fought against that she was just getting
Wait for
cooked?
a couple people to get in here, and we'll get right to it, guys. Make sure you guys
Shevchenko.
hit
She
the
was
thumbs
just
up.
getting
Make sure
smacked
guys
by
hit the
Shevchenko.
subscribe
You
button.
guys remember that
Number one
card? We
commentary
covered that.
channel on
Volkanovski versus
YouTube.
Ortega
And
at
this
UFC
should be
266.
fun. Eddie Rodriguez in the
Unanimous
building.
decision.
What's
I don't
up,
think it was the
man?
most
Welcome.
competitive fight. With all that being,
How you doing today,
something's
bro?
playing in the
Thanks for
background.
coming through.
What is playing in the background? Video. Let's see. I think it was my own video. Beautiful. I think I fixed it. So that being D tier, let's look at the final list. Let's full screen this. And then we got to do a bracket real quick. So we went through that pretty quickly. I was trying to speed through that. Miller rechat. Sorry. I feel like Gastelum versus Curtis can pass as a B. Let's edit a little bit. Oh, going to. Oh, I got it. You got a stream playing in. I fixed it. Yeah, there's some feedback. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. Yeah, it should be gone. It should be gone. My bad. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for the little technical difficulties. I guess I don't know why that happened. You might be right. Gaslam versus Curtis was a great back and forth. All right, let's see what we could move. Either Pereira or Adesanya or Makhachev Volkanovski goes to S tier. Damn, I feel like I'm doing it a disservice for Makhachev and Volkanovski if that's not S tier. That was a great fight. A 5-round fight. Back and forth fight. I think I switched my mind and I'm not going to put Pereira Adesanya S tier. I'm putting Makhachev versus Volkanovski S tier. I think that was a better fight overall. I don't know why that was happening, Curtis Williams. I'm sorry about that. I apologize, chat. Let's see what else we could change. Gaethje versus Lee was good. Figueiredo versus Moreno 4 was good, but it's just not up there. Hooker versus Turner was a great fight. Eloy versus Lopez might be shooting a little high. And Alves versus Dalby might have to be moved down to D tier. Let's see if anything could be moved down. Neal versus Rakhmonov. Maybe Gaslam versus Curtis. We'll come back to that. Brenner, Moreno, Pantoja. Is that high for that fight? Could that be D tier? It was a split decision. Win. It was a back and forth fight, so I think that's fair. Rodriguez versus Emmett might even be D tier. I mean, full finish, triangle finish wasn't the most. I don't care. I don't think it was the most impressive because all Emmett had to offer was that right hand over the top. Wasn't that impressive in my opinion. Sadikov versus Elder, Gibson versus Katona, good fight. Shevchenko versus Grasso, the first one, the back take was impressive. That's more impressive because Shevchenko was a favorite. That's why I have that as being more impressive than like Rodriguez getting a triangle choke against Emmett. For Grasso to take Shevchenko's back and finish her was just incredible. Holloway versus Chansung Young, that knockout was incredible. Do we move it up? It was an ice cold knockout, but I might be B tier. I'm leaving it there. Alves versus Dalby is good where it's at. This is how I leave it. You guys feeling this list? I'm gonna Ito. We have one more. We're gonna do the bracket list. Hope we don't run out of ideas because this is a lot of fun. But hopefully we don't run out of ideas for future streams. Hopefully there's plenty of brackets and lists that we can do because Hito wants to do another one. So let's quickly go through the next one, right? I want to be done by like 8:15 roughly. So let's Hito, give me a call so you could explain the tier listing if you don't mind. Let me open this as well too while I wait. Give me 1 second. Hito, call me when you get a chance. Call me when you get a chance because I know you want to explain. If you want me to call you, that's fine too. I think I have it open. Oh, I have it on Do Not Disturb. Smart guy. Yeah, I just took it off. I just took it off. Yeah, give me a call and we'll figure that out. Sir, looking forward to this, man. This should be fun. You should be able to call now. And we're gonna do another bracket, so this should be fun, guys. So keep it locked. Or let me call you.
Call from.
Yo,
Hit the 69. Yep.
What's up, bro?
All right. So look, this is how the list is from champion to rank 15th. You have 16 people. The bracket, it automatically comes up with a selection. You have to pick it. I did it where it's like, the champion Sean Strickland is on the top. On the very bottom of the bracket will be Izzy's, and he's number 1. I did it like college format where the best don't go against each other till they meet in the middle, essentially.
Oh, this
Make
is gonna
sense?
get interesting, though. Yes, absolutely.
All right, so that's how it's set up. As soon as you go on the link, it's going to come up with picks, and you just pick them and go through. It's just a middleweight class, And then we can do this with other divisions later on. But yeah, that's just it.
So we're definitely not gonna. No wonder you wanted to do this today. We're not gonna run out of ideas. We could do every division.
Yeah.
Oh, it's late. All right, bet. I'm gonna go through it right. I'm gonna go through it right now then.
See it.
All right, later. All right, let's get right to it. This should be fun. Middleweight. What? You want to come say hi? You haven't came and said hi in a long time. You sure? I'm saying she brought me a hi. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on a second, guys. Like, what did I do to deserve this? A little hot chocolate with the whipped cream. Oh man, life is good, and we're talking some MMA. I don't know what I did to deserve that. I guess I paid the rent on time. I don't know, man. But let's get right to it. This was Hito's idea again. So Hito's making us come up with great ideas for these live stream on Mondays. Maybe we could do another division on Thursday. If you guys are interested in that around the same time, let me know. Should be fun. Or maybe we do this on Twitch on Thursday or something like that. So let me know. I think that'll be quite fun. Yeah, listen. I guess I'm lucky for today. I don't know. She's in a good mood. I don't know. I'm not going to question it too much because it might never happen again, right? Anyways, Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez. This is like college style brackets. I guess we're going to go through it all. This should be fun. Of course, the first one is an easy one. Sean Strickland jabs this guy's life away. Anthony Hernandez, good fighter, but nonetheless, come on now. Sean Strickland, the champ, wins. Another easy one. Dricus du Plessis versus Paul Craig. So what happened to Paul Craig against Brendan Allen? Paul Craig is a perfect embodiment, and I've been saying this for years. Can't just have jiu-jitsu and be in the UFC. If anything, and this is coming from someone that like I trained jiu-jitsu, like, and I would say it's my favorite, and like it's good to know if I were to advise you to learn any of them, that's what maybe you should learn. Maybe either that or wrestling. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the UFC and MMA, if that's your best base and you're not as good of a striker, you're going to get dominated. Look at Paul Craig. He throws up triangle chokes and things like that, but he can't stand with them. Striking and wrestling is the most important, in my opinion. All love from your wife. Yeah, man, she's a blessing, man. I'm just joking and messing with her. She started smiling because I said, what did I do to deserve this? But shout out to the wifey. Dricus du Plessis versus Paul Craig. With all that being said, listen, Dricus might be the future. He might be the future. By the way, too, if you let me see if I could real quick. James Lynch. I just want to give a quick shout out, and he didn't tell me to do this at all or whatever, but James Lynch, he's a recognizable figure in the MMA world, right? And he interviewed Dricus. I would just say check him out. He has great content. He's interviewed Colby Covington. He's famous for the Dricus interviews. Great channel, and I think we're supposed to help each other out. I jumped into his stream, and he saw my name, and he was very cool to be like, "Yo, what's up, Miller DC? I checked out your content." I guess he's a fan in a sense of our channel, and I don't mean that to like pat ourselves on the back. It's very nice for someone that's up there. Has been in the game forever. Been in venues and fights in person, and just has a big resume. Interviewed Corey Sandhagen, Dricus. I've watched almost all of his videos. Legend in the sport. Nonetheless, he showed us love. But he interviewed Dricus. Where is that interview? In case you guys want to check it out in the future, the whole interview is somewhere around here, right here. So maybe you guys could save that to your watch later. But a good interview. I think he does a great job interviewing fighters. Look up to the guy, man. I think he's great. So anyways, he interviewed Dricus. That's his most latest interview. Pretty great interview as well. Two, again, easy one, Dricus. Very, very easy. Oh, that hot chocolate is hitting, man. Let's lock in and talk some MMA, man. Let's talk some MMA. Jared Cannonier versus Kelvin Gastelum. As much as I love Gastelum and his striking, I think he gets shut down with someone that, of course, will keep him at bay. Kelvin Gastelum is a solid fighter, but I just think if they were to fight again, I think Jared Cannonier would win again. I think again, just stylistically, is a very tough fight for Kelvin Gastelum. He already beat him once. I think he'll do it again. Let's go, Jared Cannonier. Paulo Costa versus Jack Hermanson is an interesting one, man. Hermanson isn't the worst. He had a good fight. I mean, he lost, I think, his last fight. But what was the one fight that he looked quite exceptional? Yeah, he lost to Roman Dolidze, but against Chris Curtis, he was frustrating Chris Curtis, if you guys remember that fight. That was a good fight. But then he got dominated by Roman Dolidze. Now, when it comes to Paulo Costa, who knows whether he's going to show up or not? Can't trust the guy. But I still got to go with Paulo Costa at the very moment. So let's getting interesting. And then when these fighters see each other, Roman Dolidze versus Khamzat Chimaev. Dolidze is good. I'll be honest. Dolidze is good. At 185, this is actually a tough fight for Khamzat Chimaev. I think that wrestling of Chimaev is maybe the deciding factor where he does get it to the ground. He did struggle with Usman a little bit, but has like the best takedown defense in like UFC like history. I'm gonna go with Khamzat Chimaev. Holy crap! What the heck is Shavkat? Oh, Rock. What name am I messing up? Brendan Allen versus Vettori. That's actually the fight that should happen next. Again, somebody in the morning stream brought this up. Vettori and Brendan Allen is a good one. That's a good one. He's durable, man. Brendan Allen, he mixes it up well as well too. He's good striking. He's good on the ground as far as grappling. Damn. Who would I trust to win that fight? Vettori has an iron chin, man. And that's the problem. And does Brendan Allen have a chin like Vettori? That fight probably becomes a battle of attrition. With Vettori, man. Just might be a little bit too early for Brendan Allen. I'm going to go with Vettori. Robert Whittaker versus Nasruddin Imavov. Imavov is good. Robert Whittaker is on another level. Now, Whittaker is worrying me a little bit. That chin looks a little bit suspect. I'll be honest. His chin looks questionable. I think it was like a jab by Dricus that hurt him. Granted, Dricus is pretty big for the division. I love that fight, Eddie Rodriguez, the Vettori versus Allen fight. I think that's a fight that should be made. I hope we predict that fight and then we come back to one of these streams and we realize we were ahead of the UFC. But that's a fight that should be made next for Brendan Allen. Give him someone in the top 5, and that top 5 fight, I guess, is Vettori. I don't mind that at all. Whittaker's chin is a little bit questionable, but I still think he's in the top of the division for a reason. I would have him beating Imavov. Imavov is a solid fighter as well too, but Whittaker just mixes it up really well. Pretty like just might be a little bit too fast, too crafty for Imavov and win a decision fight. I guess it also matters too whether it's a 3-round fight or 5-round fight. I'm gonna pick Whittaker. Adesanya versus Chris Curtis. Gotta go with my boy Chris Curtis. I'm just kidding, by the way. Adesanya still wins that fight. Too crafty in the striking department. Stays at bay, lands a million leg kicks, jabs his life away, maybe even gets a finish. Curtis is durable, but Chris Curtis got frustrated by Jack Hermanson. Imagine Adesanya. So that's an easy one. Adesanya. Ooh. This is just, why does this have to be the next one? Bro, this is dope, by the way, Hito. Let's go. This was Hito's idea to do these kind of bracketed streams. Maybe we'll do more things like this in the future. So let's go. Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis. Wow. That's going to be the fight that we get next. So that's exciting to think about. I'm going Dricus, guys. I think Dricus is on a mission. I think styles make fights, and Sean Strickland, in hindsight, was a pretty tough matchup for Adesanya. And I guess that was proven right because of what Sean Strickland did. Now, Dricus, with his wrestling, with his style, I think stylistically is just very, very tough fight for Sean Strickland. Now, Sean Strickland might be able to withstand Dricus, and if it becomes a 5-round fight, it could be trouble for Dricus if he doesn't get Sean Strickland out of there early. That Philly shell style type of fighting, his awkwardness, what if he does really well at defending Dricus takedowns? Could very well win. Gun to my head right now, I'm going Dricus. I think he's on a mission. I think he beats Sean Strickland. I do. I'm going to go with Dricus. Yeah, this was a great idea. I got Sean. Shout out to Heath. All jokes aside, we make fun of him a lot. We joke with him a lot, but at the end of the day, man, he has been a blessing to the channel. We're nearing 8,200 subscribers, and a big part of that is for people like Hito in the chat that has helped us grow. So shout out to Hito. Paulo Costa versus Jared Cannonier. Again, we don't know if Paulo Costa shows up, even if the fight were to be made. But Cannonier, I think, first, I have a funny feeling. I'm not saying Cannonier is going to be champ. I think he has a good head on his shoulders. I think game planning is solid. I'm intrigued to see what they do next with him because he kind of deserves a shot as well too. I wonder who they match him up with. As far as Paulo Costa, I mean, when's the last time he's had a really good performance? Like what, the Luke Rockhold fight? Again, I don't trust obviously in Costa much, so I'm gonna go with Cannonier. I think Cannonier with this fight. I wish we could move this out the way. What do we have? We have Jerkis versus Cannonier. Maybe I shouldn't like look ahead this early. Wow, Hamza Chimaev versus Vettori. Strangely enough, hear me out. Vettori is one of the toughest fights for Hamza Chimaev. I said it.
You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fingers.
Hear me out. I need to go to the rankings real quick. Hear me out. Hear me out here. Middleweight division, you have Hamza. I think he beats Dolitz. I think he beats Costa. I think Cannonier, he's somewhat of a nightmare. I think he might even be too powerful for Whitaker. Just hear me out. Styles make fights. I think the Vettori fight is really tough for Hamza Chimaev because the guy does not get knocked down. He has good takedown defense. And if he just is able to withstand, if it's a 5-round fight, it's scary for Chimaev. If it's a 3-round fight, I'll probably go Hamza. Damn, are we assuming all of these fights are 5-round or 3 fights? We didn't elaborate on that. Ito, if you hear me out there, give me a quick answer before I pick the winner of this fight. But Hamza Chimaev versus Vettori, man, 3-round fight, I'm going Chimaev. 5-round fight, I think I might go Vettori. Sounds crazy. And we'll most likely never find out, so I'll probably sound like an idiot. And that's fair. Ito, just tell me if this is a 3-round fight or a 5-round fight. And you have Sean winning, Eddie, in that Duplessis fight, which is interesting. Bro, hopefully great minds think alike, Eddie Rodriguez, because I don't see that either. I don't see Chimaev bullying Vettori. And if it's a 5-round fight, Chimaev's striking isn't the best. Vettori, he's just fundamentally good, but 3 rounds until that last fight, then it's, okay. Damn, 3-round fight, bro. I got to go with Chimaev. I don't trust Vettori to win in a 3-round fight. 5-round fight is a different story. Different story. All right, so 3-round fight until the last one. Okay, that's fair. Well, we've seen this before quite enough. Even though Whitaker made this, a close fight, end of the bracket will be a 5-round. Okay, wait, end of the bracket. So not the next round, right? I guess let me know. We've seen this before. We've seen it play out. Kind of know the answer to this. We got to go Adesanya, right? Especially Whitaker losing to Duplessis the way he did. It's just very hard for me to have confidence in Whitaker right now. He still beats probably the rest of the division besides Dricus and Adesanya, and that's a big if. Adesanya, easily. Oof, that's a tough fight. Maybe I believe in Dricus too much, but I think Dricus wins this. I think he wrestles with Jared Cannonier is a tough fight for anybody, man. Again, he essentially deserves a end of the bracket will be a 5-round fight. Now like the final fight in the bracket. Okay. I think I gotta go. Dricus looked strong against Whitaker, man. I gotta give him credit. I can't wait to see that Sean Strickland fight. And Dricus, I think I gotta go Dricus on this fight. I need to see more from Cannonier to really believe in him. Yeah, he won his last fight. Yes, he beat the current champion, being Sean Strickland, but I don't have that much confidence in him right now. Let's go Dricus. Let's go Dricus. Hamza Shim. Wow. Look at where we have. Okay, this is a 3-round fight, right? 3-round fight, right? This is all 3-round until we get later on in the bracket, right? even if it's a 5-round fight, I think Chimaev struggles with Adesanya. This goes to show you I'm not a hater because I would like to see Chimaev get the win. It'll be exciting for the division. I think Adesanya is a better overall fighter. I think he struggles getting Adesanya to the ground. If he struggled with Usman at 185, again, I know Usman has like the best takedown defense in like middleweight history. Remember, he came off the couch, 10 day notice. Okay, so still, yeah, 3. I'm going Adesanya. I think Adesanya wins that fight. You guys might hate that one. That's okay. Dricus versus Adesanya. You said final bracket is 5-round fight. This is the final bracket, right? This is the final bracket, right? This is a 5-round fight? I'm sorry, I'll probably sound like. Anyways, Dricus Adesanya. Listen, it's hard not to have recency bias, but I was a little bit appalled. I was a little bit appalled. I was a little bit surprised how bad Adesanya looked against Sean Strickland. Now, unbelievable. I'm sorry, Ito. What if Adesanya? This is the final fight. Holy crap. That's bad. I'm sorry. What if Adesanya is in a sense figured out and you just got to be patient, be very defensively sound? Hamza smashes Izzy. I don't know about that. Actually, I think Izzy wins. If I had to bet on that fight, I'll pick Izzy. Be honest, more seasoned, more. Again, Hamza's gonna struggle at 185 against the upper echelon of the division. You heard it here first. Dricus Adesanya 5-round fight. Damn. I wish I had a soundbite that plays Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Because because right now we have to really think about this. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. If you have Dricus or Adesanya winning. This is tough. Gun to my head. All the marbles. Martian's death beam pointing down on me. I'm going with Iguodala. No, Max Kellerman's word. That's a tough fight. And we might see this fight one day. Easy. Gotta do it. The real king of Africa wins this fight. I gotta go with DDP. That's how I have it playing out. Somehow at the end of it all. And that could be due to like just where he was in the bracket. Because if he fights, who would he struggle against? I think Dricus beats Hamza. I think he might be the best middleweight in the world right now. I mean, a little bit of recency bias, maybe. Maybe he doesn't even beat Sean Strickland. I'm going with Dricus. I think Dricus gets the job done. Fun stream, guys. That was pretty dope, guys. I appreciate you guys for the ongoing support. I appreciate you guys for coming through and watching that. You guys agree with my bracket. I'll put it up in a second. Maybe you guys hate it. Maybe you guys love it. I don't know. It's fair if you guys hate it. But let me quickly do one thing. So this is the final bracket. You guys can peek through that. See if you guys hate it or love it. Nonetheless, the underdog's on top. This is the last video that I just made. I spammed it. I just released it. Go check that out. Go hit the thumbs up over there. Leave a comment on my predictions for UFC Austin and whether you guys like the picks that I've made over there. Let me know how you guys feel about that. That link is in the chat. God bless. Good night. It was a fun stream. The bracket thing was cool, Hito. And also the tier list was fun. So maybe we'll do another one Thursday. Keep me updated. #1 commentary channel on YouTube, guys. I'm going to get out of here.